Every parent dreads the moment crew's disembarkation day collides with tired kids and a sea of strangers rolling luggage. Most families think a smooth exit is impossible. Yet there is a proven plan used by travel-savvy parents that erases chaos before morning even begins. If you miss the night before steps, even the calmest parent can spiral into stress. But what if leaving the ship with kids could feel predictable, maybe even easy? The difference starts sooner than you think. Packing the night before disembarkation is the first step toward a smooth exit. Most cruise lines ask families to place their main suitcases outside the cabin door between 8 and 11 in the evening, each tagged with a colour-coded label given earlier that day. Crew members collect thousands of bags overnight, sorting them by group for easy pickup in the terminal the next morning. This means keep only what is absolutely essential for the final morning, and everything else should be zipped up and staged by the door well before bedtime. Start with a morning bag. This is not just a purse or a backpack, it is the one bag that holds everything your family will need before you see your luggage again. Put passports and travel documents, phone and charger, a pack of wipes, any medications, water bottles, and a few snacks into this bag. For kids, add a tablet and headphones, a colouring book, or a favourite small toy. If a child has a comfort item like a stuffed animal or a blanket, place it in the bag rather than in a checked suitcase. Many parents include a spare change of clothes for each child, just in case of spills or unexpected delays. Lay out outfits for the morning the night before, shoes, socks, and a backup shirt for each child, all grouped in one spot. Some families line everything up on the sofa or a chair by the door, so nothing gets left behind in the shuffle. One family who cruised with 2 young kids remembers when they tried to pack in the morning. The result was a missing favourite toy, a forgotten phone charger, and a scramble through the hallway as crew waited to clean the cabin. Now they pack after dinner, double-check the morning bag, and stage everything together. Their mornings feel calm, even with sleepy kids and the pressure of an early exit. Before you turn in, pause and check that all essentials are in the morning bag and nothing important is hiding in a drawer or under the bed. With this simple routine, the chaos of disembarkation day can start to fade before the sun even rises. Choosing how your family will actually leave the ship is one of the most important decisions you will make tonight. There are 2 main options: walk-off, sometimes called self-assist, and the traditional luggage service. Each has trade-offs, and the right choice depends on your family needs, how much you have packed, and what your morning looks like. Walk-off means you keep all your bags with you overnight. In the morning, you carry or roll everything off the ship together, and you skip the wait for luggage carousels in the terminal. Walk-off groups are usually called first, often as early as 7:30 in the morning, which can be a big advantage if you have an early flight or just want to get on the road. The catch is you need to manage every suitcase, backpack, and stroller yourself, sometimes in crowded hallways and elevators. For families with older kids who can help, or for those who pack light, this can be a quick, efficient exit. But for parents juggling toddlers, diaper bags, and a stroller, it can feel overwhelming. Luggage service is designed for convenience. You tag your suitcases and leave them outside your cabin the night before. Crew members collect them and transport everything to the terminal, where you pick up your bags after you disembark. This is often the better choice for families with strollers, lots of gear, or very young children. The trade-off is time. You will likely wait 30 to 60 minutes in the terminal before your group is called and your bags are ready for pickup. For many families, that extra wait is a small price to pay for not having to wrangle everything at once. Family B, traveling with a 3-year-old and a stroller, tried walk-off on their first cruise. By the time they reached the gangway, both parents had a bag in each hand, and their toddler insisted on being carried. They switched to luggage service for their next trip, and the difference was immediate. With only a morning bag and the stroller, they navigated the crowds calmly and had free hands to keep their child close. The simplest way to make your decision is to consider your kids' ages, whether you will need a stroller, how many bags you have, and if you are aiming for the earliest possible flight. Committing to one method tonight removes the last bit of uncertainty from your morning routine. Once you have decided, you can set expectations, tag your bags, and sleep easier knowing exactly how your family will exit the ship. Early morning on a cruise ship feels different. The hallways are quieter, but there's a steady sense of movement as families begin their day. Waking up a bit earlier than usual gives everyone extra time to adjust, especially when kids are still groggy from the night before. Parents often find that a calm pace sets the tone. No need to rush. Breakfast can be a simple affair, a bowl of cereal in the main dining room, or toast and fruit in the quieter corners of the buffet. Avoiding peak times means less waiting and more space for little ones to settle in. Shoes go on first, then a quick check that everyone is dressed and ready, with the morning bag close at hand. Before leaving the cabin, a final sweep helps catch anything that might be hiding. Open every drawer, check the closet, look under the bed, and on the balcony. The safe is a common spot for forgotten passports or wallets. These few extra minutes can prevent last-minute stress. Family C, traveling with twins, shares a quick tip. They each pick a spot to double-check. One parent handles the bathroom and drawers, the other takes the closet and balcony. Once everything is gathered, the family steps into the corridor together, ready for the next part of the journey, calm and organized as they head toward the gangway. Crowds gather quickly as families head toward the gangway. Elevators fill up and lines snake through the corridors, but a steady approach helps everyone stay together. Parents often find that waiting a few extra minutes for a less crowded elevator, or taking the stairs if you can, makes the process less overwhelming, especially with strollers or little ones in tow. Holding hands, keeping voices low, and moving at a child's pace can turn a hectic hallway into a manageable adventure. Once the group is called, walking down the gangway marks the official start of the day. For many kids, the noise and movement in the terminal can feel like sensory overload. That is when the morning bag becomes a lifeline. A small pack of stickers or a favorite coloring book keeps hands busy and minds calm while parents handle travel documents. For example, one family plays a sticker game. Each child earns a sticker for waiting quietly or helping with a bag, and the wait becomes a positive challenge. Before you join the customs line, make a quick bathroom stop to prevent last-minute emergencies. Offer water and a snack before anyone starts to get fussy, and you will see moods stay steadier during the wait. Keep passports and documents easy to reach so you are not digging through bags in line. Move through the lines step by step, focusing on small comforts and staying close. Even in the busiest terminals, a little preparation and a calm presence make a world of difference. Securing transport before you even leave home changes everything about Disembarkation Day. Parents who pre-book a shuttle, rideshare, or private car avoid the scramble at the curb and the stress of long taxi lines. A 30 to 60 minute buffer between your scheduled pickup and the earliest possible arrival at the pickup zone gives your family breathing room if customs or baggage takes longer than planned. For families flying, a later flight, ideally afternoon, means you are not racing the clock. Early flights can turn minor delays into missed connections, especially when traveling with kids who need bathroom breaks or snacks at unpredictable moments. One parent remembers the difference this buffer made. Their first cruise ended with a mad dash through the terminal, 2 hungry kids in tow, only to find every taxi already claimed. After missing their airport shuttle, they waited almost an hour for a ride, nerves frayed and everyone exhausted. On their next trip, they booked a private van with car seats and gave themselves an extra hour. Even when lines moved slowly, the kids watched cartoons and the adults sipped coffee, knowing their ride was waiting outside. The relief was immediate, no rushing, no panic, just a smooth handoff from ship to vehicle. At many ports, taxis and rideshares rarely have car seats on hand. If you need one, confirm with your transport provider in advance or bring a portable seat with you. Pickup zones can be crowded and confusing. So check your confirmation for the exact location and keep your phone charged and handy. Once your family is safely loaded into your vehicle, the hardest part of disembarkation is already behind you. Today, more than 13 million families cruise each year, and every smooth disembarkation day shapes lasting memories for kids. The difference is not luck, it is preparation. As ports streamline their systems, calm exits are becoming the norm. A peaceful goodbye is possible, and with a simple plan, you can make it routine. Share your best disembarkation tip below, or tell us your biggest challenge. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for more calm, practical family cruise guides.